What's going on, everybody? It's the One Shot Killers podcast. I am your host, a hardcore icon, Bryn Skynoon, with your co-host, the King of Bong Style, JoJo Valvano. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing great, good brother. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. We just got done finishing AEW Revolution 2023. Bro, what a fucking show, man. This kicked
What's
out.
up, Jordan?
What's up, Jordan? How you doing?
Hope your day was great, good brother, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Because honestly, I did. Like, this was a really good show. Besides the freaking some parts of, or honestly, I'll just say Joe versus Wardlow was mid, but and then the new Hangman theme song wasn't a fan of.
Oh, that pissed me off. Because Ghost Town Triumph is a fucking banger, bro. Like, when you hear, and like, bro, like, Hangman's theme song, bro, is fucking amazing, and to me at least. And so, because I know music is opinionated, but why the fuck would you change it to that shit? Like,
I don't get it.
That shit was beyond me. I only have 3 complaints about the show, and you said 2 of them. One was the Hangman music change. The other is Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. Now, this had just came off of a bloody fucking match, bro. I'm talking about one of the most brutal AEW matches I've seen since probably Kenny versus Moxley, somewhere around that feud. And fucking and then Wardlow versus Samoa Joe was next. Now, this is not their faults. If you've been a wrestling fan for years, you probably understand some matches are meant to fail. Usually it's the second match on the card and the match right before the main event. But fucking, in this case, it was the third match on the show. And to me, it was just fucking awful. And it's not because of the wrestling that they did in the ring. It's because I was more drawn attention to by the crowd. And fucking every time I look up at that fucking crowd, somebody's walking this way, somebody's going up here, somebody's going down here, fucking, and it seems like this may have been the piss break of the show, is what I'm assuming, because fucking no other match had that many people walking in and out of the stands like that one did, and so for me, that really took away from that match. And then fucking the other thing was the fucking Gun Club winning the tag title 4-way. I mean, is it better than Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett? Oh, hell yeah. But at the same time, that's not what I wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted the scissor. Now, is it great that FTR came back after? Bro, fucking insane. Huge fucking pop. But when they
guys are back.
Yes, sir. But when they picked up those tag titles, Renee Young gets to get into the ring to interview them. There is such a heavy silence. Renee Young is fucking laughing. Like, bro, yeah. That should tell you something. She's fucking laughing dead ass on camera.
Honestly, that was the crappiest part of that. But honestly, FTR coming back, going after the titles, you have to have the heels win. I'm just glad it was the Guns and not Jeff Jarrett, because I thought Jeff Jarrett was taking the titles at one point.
Oh man, if he would have won, that would have I would have turned that fucking pay-per-view off.
That would have got the Guns winning. I don't want, but FTR coming for the gold. That's all that matters.
And I agree. And now I will say this: while I hated the fact that the Guns won, like you said, every babyface needs a heel to go against. And fucking when FTR came out, the top guys, 7-star, FTR. All right, living legends, bro. Fucking come out. Huge fucking ovation, man. And that was fucking crazy. I didn't get to see what the fuck cut open Dax Harwood.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
But he was bleeding like a sumbitch on the side of his eye. And then they lift up the titles, and then I seen a fucking Cash Wheeler hand the AEW title to the one gun member that looks exactly like Billy, the one with the long hair.
Yeah.
And fucking, it's just like, I gotta admit, that was cool as shit. And because, I thought they were WWE bound. I really, really did. I normally don't believe rumors, but when I seen that WWE contract and Dak's photo on his Instagram story, I thought it was a done deal.
I'm glad it's not.
Same.
FTR's got more gold to go. AEW.
AEW. But those are my only 3 complaints on the show. But getting into it as it happened, JoJo, if you want, go ahead, kick us off with first match on the show, because what a fucking show. Yes, sir.
For real, man. Exactly those words. But Chris Jericho took on absolute Ricky Starks in a really good opening match to this show.
No, I gotta admit, Chris Jericho put on a great match. There was a lot of sound strategy in this match, but unfortunately, Ricky Starks, he, even after getting a bat and everything, still fucking came back, still got the fucking W. And bro,
because Action Andretti saves the day, gets that Sammy Guevara, who was banned.
Now I don't. It was a distraction at ringside. You were in a match. Now, I will admit, if you were Chris Jericho, you were 30, almost 40-year vet. And fucking, so you already know not to get distracted in that ring, especially when you're facing a wrestler the caliber of absolute Ricky Starks. So I got to admit, a rookie mistake on behalf of Chris Jericho.
The code breaker, I thought he was taking the win for a second. I thought also that Big Show was going to come out and knock him out. I'm so glad that did not happen.
When he fucking Jericho hit Ricky Starks with the bat, I thought that was it. I thought he was taking the fucking title. And then
no.
I was like, yeah!
No!
Yeah! No! Yeah! Yeah, damn it, yeah! Well, you want Chris Jericho to win, pal. Fuck Dollar Tree Rock. Yeah!
Absolute Ricky Starks for the win, and I could see him going for the TNT title or the world title down the road again.
Man, and I will admit, it was a great fucking match. This honestly was the first time I've really been reinvested into Ricky Starks since the breakup of Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. So I hope they keep this momentum going, because this was a really good push for Ricky Starks.
I agree. I'm glad he got the win, and hopefully this leads to bigger things for Ricky in the future.
Facts. But then we get into what I would say arguably, if not it's obviously not the number 1 match on the show, but it has to be fucking number 2. And that is Jon Moxley.
Oh, that's not the second match. The second match is whoa.
Oh, I forgot, bro. My bad. I forgot about this.
Jungle Boy took on Christian Cage in a final burial match, which was really good.
Okay, I might have one more complaint. Fucking when Jungle Boy shuts the casket, I don't know if he caught it. The casket fucking drops down into this thing like on a fucking mechanism, and like a little bit of smoke comes up, and which cool, right? But now that he's buried in like this pit, closed in the casket, even WWE's always fucking done it. You bury it with fucking dirt, bro.
That's the one thing I wish they would have done, but
I mean, other than that, I would say great fucking match. I didn't understand why Christian was wrestling in a turtleneck, but fucking
dude, there was parts I was like, Jungle Boy, freaking push him in there already, dude. Why are you hesitating again? I'm like, no.
He hesitated.
I thought Luchasaurus was coming out, dude, at one point.
I thought it was that close, but Jungle Boy, you can tell, I don't think wanted to do it. I think Jungle Boy, you have to push him to where it's like, okay, no, there's no coming back from this. I need to fucking whip his fucking ass. I gotta do this. And I think that Jungle Boy just had to be pushed until he couldn't take no more. And if you see how Christian, every time Jungle Boy would kind of like doubt himself and not do it, Christian would be right there to come up with a fucking counter or do something and get back in control of the match. And it's because Jungle Boy, once again, till he's pushed, he's going to keep showing weakness. Kind of like Gohan against Cell when he, right before he would go Super Saiyan 2, and Android 17's head is, 18, no, 16. I'm sorry. Android 16's head smashed by fucking Cell. And then fucking, you just see Gohan turn Super Saiyan 2. His starts crying, bro. And fucking, sometimes when you are that much of a good guy and you're just not going to go that evil route, you've got to be fucking pushed. And I'd say that did it.
Dude, freaking Jungle Boy's sister was sitting right ringside, and Christian's just shitting, saying, "Oh, that's your little bitch brother." He said some crazy shit, bro. I was like, damn.
Bro, Christian has got to be one of the best shit talkers in AEW. You know, Maxwell Jacob Friedman not even probably is the number one shit talker in the company. But I'm gonna say maybe I feel like Christian's a little bit better of a shit talker than Jericho. So I would honestly say MJF, Christian, Jericho as your top three.
I agree, but I'm really glad Jungle Boy got this win, and I could see him getting into a TNT championship, maybe maybe we see MJF Jungle Boy in the main event at Double or Nothing. That'd be good.
Oh, bro, I would fucking dig that. I think that'd be awesome, man. Because fucking, and you know what I loved? You look at these two back-to-back matches, and this is what I'm thinking about right now. Like, Ricky Starks goes over. AEW homegrown talent, future talent at that, right? Because he's not quite at that main event slot. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, homegrown AEW day one talent going over. And once again, future main event spot. I really feel like, and same when we get to the main event, I really feel like this show did great at pushing the homegrown stars.
Jamie Hayter is another one. Retains her championship, as we'll talk about that later on. But she's another one. Wardlow wins back the TNT title. Another homegrown talent. Hangman, homegrown talent, beat a top WWE superstar, former WWE superstar. So a lot of homegrown talent got the win tonight.
And that's what and if you take anything out of this show, because I know not everybody's going to probably make it by the time we make the whole main event, because this show is already like 4 or 5 hours. But fucking, if you take anything away from this show, I'm tired of everybody going, oh, AEW, WWE, or fucking, you know, all they got is WWE guys. You look at most of the victories on tonight's card, if not all of them, damn near. Fucking, it was all homegrown talent. And fucking, that's what I loved about year one AEW is I felt like I was watching a pro, and like I've said it multiple times, like when I say this, Raw, SmackDown, Sports Entertainment, AEW is a pro wrestling show. And when they do pro wrestling better than anybody else, they put on fucking masterpieces. And tonight, the homegrown talent went over, and it was a fucking masterpiece of a pay-per-view.
I agree, man. I'm going to read this comment really quick. I'm blessed. God is good. Yes, sir, Jordan.
Yes, sir. And, you know, I thank God for the show. I thank God for this podcast. I thank God that next month I'll be down in Florida, and my brother is going to be coming up. We're going to finally get to do something I've been wanting to say we'll do for a very long time. We will be recording a show together, not just like screen to screen, but actually like together, passing bowls, talking wrestling, fucking getting us probably this whole fucking garage filled with smoke. I am so fucking excited, man. Cannot wait for that. And also, I get to go to Disney World, so fucking gonna be fucking awesome. And which, you know, and this is the one thing I will say is count, man. Today I can count many blessings, but It's when you're tired, you came home, you know, a little bit of a long day, right? And you just, for 3 hours, you watch a wrestling show. Nothing matters. Didn't check my phone once. Wasn't, distracted by anything. My eyes just glued to that damn screen, and I feel like a child once more. Like when you come home from school, homework's done, Monday Night Raw's on, and you hear what was it at the start? I may not get it all correct, but and now the world is watching, and it had like all the legends and shit.
Yeah.
W logo. Like,
Yes.
for some reason, how great this show was, it just took me back to that. Like, you have to pay attention. And
For real,
that's
brother.
the blessing. That's the blessing when pro wrestling is great. There is no other form of entertainment like it on the planet.
I agree 100%, good brother. 100%. Sorry, bros. I didn't order AEW pay-per-view, but I wish I could. Oh, you're all good, bro.
Man, there's always the rewatch, Jordan. I know, like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I almost broke my bong. Ooh, that would have been.
Damn, bro.
Oh, that would have been bad. You would have started.
Yeah.
Y'all think y'all have heard me cuss on here before. Y'all would have just seen a new fucking level. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That was bad. I just about had a heart attack. I don't know if you see the shock in my fucking eye right now. That's genuine. My fucking iPad just fell off the stand I got it on. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. No. You can take my phone. If you break my phone, I can always go get another, which I know same with the bong, but it has weed in it. So don't break my fucking bong, bro. Weed's expensive.
For real, man. But actually, speaking of smoking, do you want to start off a rip ready? I got some wax.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll start with the pens before I get to the bowl because we started opposite yesterday. See, y'all noticed on WWE on weekdays be having the most boring most of the times, but pay-per-views be more better. AEW is epic on weekdays, but the pay-per-views are bigger. But the WWE No. I'm sorry, Jordan. Once again, it's hard to say because opinionated, and everybody has opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. All right. And so fucking mine's going to be different to yours, but I would say, while AEW doesn't deliver every week, they are more consistent than WWE when it comes to Dynamite. Rampage is usually a complete bust for me. I really do not care to talk about Rampage half the time. But fucking, however, on AEW pay-per-views, AEW puts out the best pro wrestling on the planet.
I agree.
And the WWE pay-per-views are good. Like Clash at the Castle was really good. Chamber was really good. Rumble was really good. But if you say that these pay-per-views are better than what we just saw tonight.
You ready, good brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3,
2, 1, bruh!
Make sure you guys are liking press that like button.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, shit. I'm fucking dying over here.
Me too. Those diamonds just killed me.
Man, I seen that, bro. I knew when that shit looked crystally and you said you had wax, I was like, oh, you're in for a fucking treat. But you seen what I mean? It was going to be stronger?
Yeah.
And that's awesome, Brandon. I want to meet you all. Man,
Yes,
I'd love to meet you too, bro. I know SummerSlam's in Detroit. Not saying 100% that I'm going, but not saying that I'm not going. Yeah. And Brandon, are you all right? Oh, yeah, I'm good, brother. I just dropped the iPad, and then my iPad had fell on the bong, and then my bong knocked over. And then I was like, no, damn it, no, he has a family. And he has a family, damn it. So I was just like, no, it's kind of like that one Usher song, bro, because my eyes just went into complete like wideness as I watched the iPad fell, and then I was like, oh no, like, bro, that's all I'm fucking thinking, man, as that's happening. WWE has the best storyline into Bloodline, and the rest is ranging from good to okay. But AEW is a more consistent show, especially for pay-per-views. Yes, sir.
Agreed. 100%
that's it right
agreed.
there. I agree, and I will say it right now. WWE has the best storyline going in all of pro wrestling right now with the Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns. It's fucking incredible. And, I don't think anyone can take away. But here's my problem about WWE. And it's my problem also kind of about Rampage and Dynamite is when you have one good story going, and that's your focus, and I understand, world title, I get it. But you also got to have your mid-card stories. Your women have to have stories. Tag division's got to have stories. There's got to be things to keep everybody invested, you know what I mean? And you got to keep the show consistent, like you were saying. So fucking Rampage falls under a point of consistent, non-consistent. Same with Dynamite because like give you this, House of Black. Love the fact that they won. I think that was one of the biggest shocks of tonight. But however, their booking is inconsistent as hell. Because 1 week they're on TV, 2 to 3 weeks they're off TV, then they're on TV, then they're off, then they cut a promo, then they're off, then they're on. That's hard for me to follow. Or WWE and AEW have both done this where they do like, say, Austin Theory's facing Seth Rollins. Well, then Austin Theory's also facing Bobby Lashley. And then Bobby Lashley has a thing with Mustafa Ali going on. And all of these storylines are happening in like one. It's like, be consistent, you know what I mean? I feel like AEW is more consistent, honestly. But however, they both fuck up time to time on this.
Yeah, I agree. But the Elite versus freaking House of Black, bro, what a match. Besides it having no story to it, because I wanted a story, honestly, but the match itself, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I agree. Story-wise, this was lacking. Especially because when you give Malachi, Aleister Black, whatever you want to call him, you give him a chance to tell a story. I think just like Bray Wyatt, he's pretty damn good at it.
Yeah.
But however, this didn't really have a lot of time to be a full, complete story. And like I said, House of Black on TV, off TV, on TV, off TV. That really plays a part as well. But like I said, in that booking of just inconsistency, right? You think, okay, the Elite's easily going to win. This is a predictable match. I don't give a fuck. And then well, guess what? The House of Black end up walking away from the titles with the titles. It's a back and forth fucking match that went, over about 13, 14, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And you're going back and forth, not just against any trios team, not against any tag team in pro wrestling. You're going against the Elite, the executive vice presidents of All Elite Wrestling. And this should, when you have this kind of match with somebody who's really up there, even if they weren't EVPs, when you face a wrestler that's above you and you have a damn good match, that's kind of the start of a push. I'm really hoping that Tony Khan paid damn good attention to this. I hope he's seen what we've seen out there. And also shout out to Julia Hart, because goddamn. And,
bro, she took a freaking, oh my gosh, bro. But freaking, when Malachi and Kenny were in the ring, that place exploded.
Facts, bro. But you know what got me? The fucking V-trigger to Julia didn't fall into the outside. And I was like, no way, did Kenny just fucking knee her in the face?
Julia Hart, seriously, that's a thumbs up to you. You took it like a champ. House always wins. Remember that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't take that sentence seriously. Julia, shout outs to you. You took it like a champ. Uh,
She did, man. She took that shit, boom, and fell back and died. That shit sounded like
Next comment. I can't do this right now. Oh, no, sir, Brandon. I'm just saying WWE is more famous pay-per-views than AEW, like WrestleMania. And that's true. WWE has been around since, WWF has been around since the 70s, bro. And then Vince McMahon Jr. bought it from Vince McMahon Sr., turned it into the WWF. WrestleMania came out 1985. First WrestleMania. We are in 2023. The WWE has a legacy that will never be touched. And you are spanning over 40 years of WrestleMania. And I'm not sure how many years of Royal Rumble or SummerSlam. I'm sure about the same time, maybe a little bit later. AEW is great. And I think they put on a better product than the WWE. Will they ever replace the WWE? God, no. No. They will not replace the WWE. However, the WWE is not what it used to be. Even now with Triple H, don't give a fuck, that is not what it used to be. The WWE, since probably 2011, has gotten lazy as fuck with the glimmers of hope. That's the way I'll put it. They've got lazy as fuck with glimmers of hope. And fucking, they give you enough to keep you invested, but never enough to make it as amazing as it used to be, right? In the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the shit you fell in love with. And fucking, it's kind of like, that's my problem with WWE. They're lazy as fuck. And it's because they have their money. And they've made their reputation, their name. They're not going nowhere. And so, to me, it's just kind of, I don't think it's fair to compare the two, because like I said, WWE's been around for 40 years. But if we look at the last 4 years of WWE and the first 4 years of AEW, maybe 3, I don't fucking know. It ain't been that fucking long. You will see that I would say hands down weekly and pay-per-views, that maybe not ratings, but I'm talking quality. Right? Not the quantity of the fans who watch. I'm talking the quality of the show. AEW wins, hands down.
I agree. I'm just glad House of Black won this match, bro, because there was times I really thought they were not winning this shit.
Oh, same, bro. And this just fucking kicked ass, man.
They need to be on TV every week now, and honestly, if they miss TV, I'm seriously going to be pissed.
Same. You can't miss pay. Like, look, if they would have lost, probably the missing TV wouldn't shock me. But you just won the title. They cannot miss TV.
Yeah, or it's just bullshit.
And see, but AEW is better than WWE nowadays of wrestling. But the history of AEW can't touch that, and that is so true. That is true. AEW cannot ever touch the history of WWE. That is 1,000% true.
I agree.
But now I'm gonna tell you something. WWE's history can't touch AEW's because they're their own thing. But not and I'll give you this. And even when we look at the same wrestlers who have been in the company, right? Fucking Dean Ambrose don't feel like Jon Moxley. I cannot compare Dean Ambrose to Jon Moxley because even though, they're the same guy, you watch Jon Moxley stuff, you watch Dean Ambrose stuff, they feel like two separate men. All right?
Yeah.
I don't compare WWE's history to even the wrestlers they share because they make it feel so much different. So WWE will never have their history replaced. Nor ever done better. You know what I mean? The WWE has made their name their legends, but also just like your Michael Jordans, your LeBron James, right? Well, you also got to make room for Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, the young up and comers, and that's all I'm saying. So, like the legacy of a legend never goes away. But at the same time, man, it's not just about holding on to your history. It's about the future.
I agree.
But now we get into Moxley versus Hangman.
No,
That was after.
that's one more match before that.
What happened? What was next?
It's the women's triple threat match.
That had to be after.
No, it literally was Jericho, Jungle Boy, the Elite, and then the triple threat women's match.
Oh damn! I have this pay-per-view ass backwards in my head. All right,
I wrote it down just to make sure.
I'm glad you did. All right.
What'd you think about this?
Women's triple threat match fucking kicked ass. Fucking Saraya fucking just coming out got a huge fucking pop on that music blast. Her and Tony Storm coming out, bro. Like they're supposed to be heels, but be honest with you, I heard more cheers.
Me too.
Fucking and then fucking match starts. Ruby Soho to be dominated this fucking match. I really wanted Ruby Soho to win, but man, you know, still what an impressive performance. But fucking like, I would say, what really shocked me was like fucking, Ruby fucking taking out fucking Saraya, didn't go outside, didn't coming in, and then running into fucking Jamie Hayter. But the aftermath, right? Ruby Soho turning on the AEW originals.
Yes.
Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, because at first she was like, fuck these bitches. You heard her say it. And then fucking not even 5 minutes later, she takes out fucking Jamie Hayter, and then
It was awesome.
Britt Baker turns around and gets clocked. And then Tony Storm and Paige come in with the fucking green spray paint and spray paint an L onto both of them. And then as she's walking out, you just hear the crowd booing as Destination Unknown plays.
If this gets us more Ruby on my TV, I'm all happy. As a heel, she's great. And this just leads to who's going to be the third member of Jamie's team. Is it going to be freaking Sheeta? Or do we see a Mercedes show up?
Of Jamie's team.
Jamie Hayter.
Oh, I already know who that would be. They already have a third member, bro.
Who?
Reba.
It ain't going to be her, bro.
They already have a third member, though.
But she's not the one, bro. It's going to be someone else. Like, if anything, Sheeta.
Well, okay, I can see why Sheeta, but remember the last time Sheeta was on TV, like a month or two ago, she was looking like she was turning heel, and then for some reason she stopped showing on TV.
What if she joins with the other team and we get Naomi and Sasha joining the good team?
Maybe. I mean,
not forever, just for this feud.
Maybe. I'm just say that maybe. AEW has a working relationship with New Japan, but Mercedes Moné, not Sasha Banks, is gone.
Whatever.
Mercedes Moné is a New Japan talent and currently the IWGP Women's Champion. So Naomi does not work in a company. She's a free agent. I would say if Naomi is not going back to WWE, maybe she debuts in AEW as Trinity. I don't see Mercedes coming over, not yet. I would save that for Forbidden Door. I would say right now, I would add in Naomi. And
dude, goosebumps.
After a while, though, because I would have fucking you know what? I'm gonna do something that I think would be fun. So they left WWE together. What if Trinity worked her way up the rankings, became the AEW Women's Champion at Forbidden Door? The women's match is Mercedes Moné, IWGP Women's Champion, versus Trinity, All Elite Wrestling Women's Champion.
I would love that. Honestly, that would do. Oh my gosh, bro. Damn. Take my money. Seriously, bro. But yeah, now we get to talk about your favorite thing.
Oh, finally. I've been really wanting to get into this. I have not cared about really the other matches that we talked about because there's only two matches really, like, that really were worth talking about. And fucking, I can't wait to dive into this one because it's John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page, baby. And oh my god, bro, this fucking kicked ass from the first barbed wire strip being introduced, cutting open the head of John Moxley to fucking a barbed wire, fucking steel chair, Hangman being thrown in it to the corner, fucking dead eye on some bitch being thrown through fucking barbed wire tables, fucking Hangman wrapping himself in the barbed wire and then coming off the top on the Moxley. Like, bro.
There was so many parts, bro. Hangman doing his freaking he had like Moxley by the bottom, and like he did like a freaking tombstone type thing on the freaking chair with the barbed wire.
Yeah, he did a two like
it was backwards though, like he was like down, his head was.
It was basically like I don't know how to explain it, of like a stylish clash, but mixed with a tombstone mile driver.
Yeah, something like that. But man, he drilled his ass.
Oh, Deadeye.
Deadeye, that's what it was.
No, I'm thinking of a different spot. My bad. I'm thinking wrong match. My bad. I'm thinking main event. We'll go back to that spot later. I'm getting the two confused. That was the Deadeye onto the chair. And that looked fucking brutal. But to me, the most brutal fucking spot in this match is John Moxley with a fork in his hand. Oh. And it fucking goes like this to Hangman. And you see blood not trickling down, but squirting out of his fucking head.
Just absolutely. Oh my gosh.
By God! He busted him open! Crimson mask all over his face!
I wonder how freaking Brie Bella and Renee were feeling. Like, holy shit, bro. Fucking both their husbands fucking just gushing blood, bro.
I mean, bro, I'm pretty sure, wives wouldn't be happy about it. I'd be like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? But, they know the business. So I don't think they'd be surprised too much. But fucking, I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think I can. So I'm just gonna keep on going with the show.
The TNT Championship was next, though.
But hold on, wait. Before we get to that, did you see the ending where, I don't know if you ever watched Ring of Honor or New Japan before, when the Elite were in there as the Bullet Club before AEW, but fucking Hangman, he used to come out with pardon my French, I have no other phrase for it, but he would come out with a noose. And fucking, he would hang his opponents over the ropes with the sumbitch, either at the end of the match or an after-match attack with the Bullet Club. Well, he ends up taking the chain around John Moxley's neck and hanging him over the ropes, similarly to what we seen with MJF versus CM Punk last year at Revolution. But that's not where that spot came from. If you were a true day one Hangman Adam Page fan, you know that was actually a callback to his Ring of Honor New Japan stuff when he did have that. But obviously, Hangman's not going to come out with a noose around his neck on TV because, once again, it's on TV in the U.S. That's not going to happen.
I'm just glad Hangman won. The right man won in the end, and I hope he goes after the world title too, maybe.
Oh, man, absolutely. He really won me over. Hate the fucking theme song change. That was bullshit.
Maybe it was just tonight, hopefully.
If it was just tonight, I can live with it. But, bro, that was fucking awful.
I agree.
Ghost Town Triumph is a fucking banger, bro. You know when that music plays and you hear the horse, bro, you already know fucking Hangman is coming down. It's about to be some cowboy shit. And then when this played, I was like, who the fuck?
For real. But the TNT title was on the line next. Wardlow Joe in a 12, 13-minute mid-match. I didn't care for it.
Oh, True. I didn't care for it either. I was just kind of like, the crowd didn't give a fuck. Like I said, they were going in the stands this way, that way, coming up, coming down. This was the shit breaking the show. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Every show has one. This was it. And I fucking popped off when the House won because I was so scared they'd lose again.
Me
Same,
too. Me
same,
too.
bro. Man, I was real nervous about that because, like I said, your booking had just been kind of ass. I was really, really worried that they were going to lose. So the fact that they won, I got to admit, shout out.
I agree, but I
Oh,
really wanted Joe to win just so we got Hobbs to win the title because now I know he's not winning.
oh yeah, he's not winning, bro. You're not. I mean, unless Wardlow's going to be a transitional champion.
That's not good though. It's like,
No,
ugh,
it just makes Wardlow look weak as fuck.
yeah.
And I will celebrate of Sammy sucks a bloodline storyline ending. This storyline too much. How many years about this? Bro, I don't get you, man. Look, it is the best storyline in all of pro wrestling today. And and that's as of March 5th, 2023. I don't know how you could hate this. It's had so much drama, so much betrayal, so much happiness, love. When fucking Jay embraces Sammy for the first time, sacrificing Kevin Owens, then Sammy turning on Roman to save Kevin Owens, and how about Jay Uso walking away from the bloodline, now it potentially being Jimmy's fault. This has had just about everything you could want, from love to betrayal, heartbreak. This is what you would call a perfect storyline.
I agree.
And so to me, it's not even done yet. When this is done, we're going to be talking about this for years. You know what I mean? And it's that damn good. And if Sammy does not ever, because I know he's not winning the world title this year, but if Sammy does not ever become a world champion by the time his career is over, I'm not going to say a year, 2 year, 3 year. I'm going to say by the time his career is over, because you got to remember he's already over a 10-year vet. There's no really how much time someone has in the ring. So before his career's over, he needs to be the WWE champion.
I agree, man. I agree. See, okay, what would you really honestly rate this next match, the Fatal 4-Way?
Fatal 4-way tag.
Yeah,
Uh,
for the
all
title.
right, as a match, I'd probably say 3.5 out of 5. The ending, 0 out of 5. And then FTR coming back, 5 out of 5.
I
I'm,
agree. If FTR did not come out and they would have just ended with that promo, that
it would
place
have
would have
been mid.
just it would have been booze.
FTR coming back saved that match. I'm just going to be honest. FTR coming back saved that match.
I
And
thought
that's
they were playing with us. I really did when the music went off.
same, bro, because when you hear that buntum, buntum, bun,
Place
bun,
exploded.
like, bro, there's me. I'm just marking out. I looked at my mom and then I said, oh my God, it's the living legends, the top guys, better than the Hearts, 7-star FTR.
FTR, the
Because
best
my
there
mom's
is, the best there
there
was,
was,
the
the
best.
best there ever will be. Because my mom's a huge Hart Foundation fan. I was like, Ma, they are better than the Hart Brothers. Y'all can say what the fuck you want. They are better than the Hart Brothers.
They are, man. They give us real love and passion, and just not saying they don't, but it's just love them, bro. They're great.
Same, man. Like, honestly, they fucking kick ass. One of the greatest wrestling tag teams of all time. And I still don't know how Dax got cut the fuck open on the side here. I'm still trying to figure that part out. But great fucking promo, lifting up the titles and saying, we're coming for these. We're back. Fucking loved it.
I thought the Acclaimed was about to win the titles. I thought Danhausen and Orange Cassidy were about to win, and there was a big part of me that thought Jeff Jarrett was taking them, and I was so happy they didn't. Like,
Bro, if Jeff Jarrett and Shatnam Singh and Jay Lethal and Bald Alien would have won this match, I would have been fucking pissed, bro. Yeah, fuck no.
Shut off.
Fuck no. And yes, sir, Brandon, WWE is lazy as fuck. And
FTR.
FTR.
Can't wait for Wednesday.
Same, bro. I cannot fucking wait for this. It's going to be awesome. And if AEW have Rampage start shows at 8 on Fridays, WWE SmackDown, no, they won't. No,
they
sorry.
won't.
Love Rampage. But fucking their viewership is worse than NXT 2.0 ever had.
It's at 200.
Yeah, bro, that's barely surviving. That's barely fucking surviving. NXT 2.0 got over 600,000 views per week. And you're telling me Rampage only gets 200,000 per week?
About 260, about 200, somewhere around there, which is bad, bro. That's getting to the point where it's about to get canceled.
I want you to think about this. AEW Dark and Elevation on YouTube have got up to 100,000 views. So the fact that this is on television, bruh.
I want you to know that this past rating for Dynamite, 833,000.
And which that's where Dynamite sticks around. Dynamite's always been 800,000 to 1 million. They've never really hit like too much above that million mark. But yeah, anywhere from 800,000 to 1 million is where they stick around at. They have usually a 200,000 range there with fans. But I want you to think about this. Over a year ago, when CM Punk returned, this is not Dynamite, this is Rampage. They drew 1.4 million viewers on a 1 hour show.
For just that.
SmackDown draws about 2 million viewers on a 2 hour show on the Fox network, which is a very big network, right? So the fact that Rampage drew that is incredible. In fact, it's amazing. It's still the highest numbers Rampage has ever drawn. However, the problem is when you hit 1 million viewers, it is up to you to keep making those viewers stay, to keep them invested, and to have top storylines on that show. The problem is you don't do that.
I agree, they don't. It sucks, to be honest.
And see, I love WWE and AEW. I love both shows. If WWE changed the game to make different era, will be special. This PG era, I have enough. I agree, man. The two matches I cared about the most out of this show were Moxley and Hangman and Bryan and MJF. The rest was great. It was good, but I didn't give a fuck. The two matches that I walked away from this show that I'll probably be talking about long after this show is Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson versus MJF.
Well, now we get to.
And now these were the bloodiest matches on the show. All right. And I was not saying that like every match has to be a bloodbath. It don't. All right. But at the same time, a little violence, a little flavor, right? Seasoning in your food is never a bad thing, folks. All right. Really talking to the white people out there. Fucking seasoning in your food is never a bad thing. Blood in your wrestling is never a bad thing. It's just got to be done right. That's it.
I agree. In this match, bro, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Holy shit.
That's 70 minutes of wrestling.
Such a good match. Fight forever chance. This is awesome.
This is wrestling.
Violence. Like, this was beautiful.
Like, bro, 5-star match. The title is 5-star. Bryan Danielson versus MJF. And I stand by this. This had everything you wanted. From pro wrestling to drama, storytelling. Hell, even fucking character development, because MJF comes in this match psyching himself up as the devil, right? He has his little demonic little choir, and he's trying to get into Bryan's head. Obviously isn't working. But when he takes off the mask, he's smiling, cocky, and arrogant. By the time we get about 40, 50 minutes into this match, he is crying while Bryan is laughing.
And he also freaking splashed a kid with freaking soda or something. Like a
Yeah.
dick.
Like, bro, what a dick. He literally took the soda all over the fucking kid. And then one of my favorite things was about 30 minutes into the match, fucking Bryan goes to attack MJF. MJF slides up the bottom rope, walks around the ring, looks at the camera, and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. You don't like that? Is that going to make me lose a star?"
This MJF is just great, bro. Bryan is so good, and honestly, now people can finally shut up and say MJF is not a good wrestler because he's a great wrestler.
Man, if you have a 70-minute match with Bryan Danielson and you go back and forth with him and you hold your own like you did, and knowing that Bryan is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, like, that is fucking incredible. You are in a top 10% of pro wrestlers. And that's not even his storytelling or mic ability. That is just being a pro wrestler. And fucking everything MJF has done, whether it be entertainment or pro wrestling, he's perfected it. MJF, I'm telling you now, what Ric Flair was in the 70s and 80s and what Shawn was in the 90s is going to be MJF. He's going to be that top heel, that anomaly with the decade. He will be the top heel of the 2020s.
I agree, man. And another thing, like, it's like, bro, MJF is just another talent that you just. He literally went 70 minutes with one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Like, bro, that's fucking crazy. And, like, he held his fucking own. And like I said, the storytelling, too, was just beautiful and it's really his facial expressions, the way he was selling, crying at one point while Bryan's fucking laughing his ass off while they're nose to nose, and then MJF sitting under the ring kind of by the apron, just waiting for Bryan, smiling, got this like arrogant little plan, comes up, bashes Bryan with the metal kit, like what was it, air compressor or some shit?
Yeah.
And fucking clocks him, and this is icing on the cake, right? Fucking puts Bryan in his own move, and then holds it for like what, 3-4 minutes, and then finally makes Bryan tap out.
Dude, this is another thing. He's had good matches with CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Hangman Adam Page, Cody Rhodes, Jungle Boy, freaking Chris Jericho. Yeah. 6 talented guys right there, and MJF has had great matches with them. Like,
and honestly, is it fair to say that MJF got them over as well?
Yeah.
Because look at old CM Punk. MJF got CM Punk over.
Yeah, that feud or that promo they did, MJF freaking exposed Punk.
And that's how good MJF is. He is so good, in fact. You know, we laughed about it about a couple weeks to a month ago on the show. There was an episode of Dynamite where MJF had talked about killing a chick in a car with him, giving me kind of Katie Vick vibes, if y'all were around in 2003. But anyways, and saying how he killed this girl, put her in the driver's seat, and let her take the blame. There were over 300 police calls made to the local county police because the people in attendance thought this shit was real, because that's how good MJF sells it.
He's gold, bro. He makes people just seriously like believe it, and it's great. He does a great job. Love it.
But Bryan too, man. For 60 minutes, they were neck and neck. At the 60-minute mark, they were 3-3. And
I thought Bryan was winning at times. I seriously did.
You know, one of my favorite little fun parts of the match was when MJF doesn't roll up, Bryan doesn't roll up, MJF doesn't roll up, Bryan doesn't roll up. And it was like fucking 4 or 5 minutes straight, but it was just
started rolling.
Awesome. Yeah. And then fucking they're chain grappling as well. Fucking Bryan's getting the better of MJF, submission hold after submission hold. And as you're watching this, you can't help but be amazed because what a fucking technical master. And even like Bryan selling too, right? So, you know, MJF had really been going after the fucking arm. How about when he gets Bryan in the salt of the earth, fucking MJF is like yanking on his fucking arm like he's about to tear some bitch out of socket.
I thought he was, bro. I was like, damn, like, holy, MJF is about to rip this dude's arm off to win the match. That's how bad he wanted it.
And that's what made that beautiful. And then MJF would go for a low blow. Bryan would kick out. And MJF's like, what the fuck do I do? Now, I don't know what else to do. And, like, bro.
Great main event. Seriously, this was awesome.
Like,
beautiful.
If you are a pro wrestling fan, and I'm not talking the entertainment, the talking, the drama, or any of that. I'm talking if you are a pro wrestling fan, you need to see this match. It's that damn fucking good.
For 1 hour and 10 minutes, they told us a story in that ring, and MJF was standing tall as the world champion, and that's all that matters.
And I'm going to be real, you know, a lot of Iron Man matches tend to suck ass. And that's because, you know, that you really don't have to pay attention to the match because by the time you get to 5 minutes, you already have an idea of who's winning. And there's only one Iron Man match that I would say could compare to this one. And it was the first 60-man Iron Man match at WrestleMania. And it's also one of the very few Iron Man matches to go into overtime like this one did. And that's when Shawn Michaels wins the WWE title for the first time against Bret Hart.
I'm glad they did that, though, bro, because that place shit on the ending.
But it didn't feel like 70 minutes. You know what I mean?
It didn't.
And it did not feel like 70 minutes. But when the match had ended and it had came to a draw at 60 minutes, I thought, like, bro, that crowd was so fucking pissed. Tony Schiavone, he's kind of laughing his ass off, walking to the ring, saying, yep, I got it, yep. And
I started cheering. I was like, yeah.
And then once he says that Tony Khan said there must be a winner, this will go on until someone gets the next fall, I was like, oh shit, this is only going to last about another minute. Shit ended up going 10 more fucking minutes.
It was great, though, bro. I could have done another 10 minutes, bro. It was great. I love this shit.
Like, bro, we talk about guys who need to be the world champion. Look, this is not Bryan's first 60-minute match in AEW. Kenny Omega was like, 40 minutes? Hangman was 60 minutes. This was 70 minutes. Each fucking match a beautiful classic. And fucking, I would honestly say Bryan deserves to be the AEW champion at least one time.
I agree. Give him 4 or 5 months. That's all I ask.
Because, bro, this match shows like what we all knew. Bryan is the greatest pro wrestler, and at least in today's generation. But if we look at all time, man, he's got to be in your top 10.
Yeah.
For
sure.
It's crazy. In 26, now think about this. We've seen the whole rise of Bryan. When he got fired the second time in WWE for choking out Tony Chimmel, which when Bryan walks to the ring, I don't know if he's seen it. No, not Tony Chimmel. It was another dude. Forget his fucking name. But anyways, when he kind of looked at the collar and kind of did this with the bow tie. Don't know if you peeped that, but that's what that was about. Him getting fired the second time for choking a guy out for real. And when the Nexus broke apart the ring and they debuted, he got fired from that. And then would be brought back at SummerSlam as a mid-carder with The Miz for the U.S. title for a while. fucking kind of does nothing for a little bit. Then WrestleMania 27 happens, wins the world title in 3 seconds, has a great world title reign, then goes back to the mid card, makes his way up again with Team Hell No, then going for the WWE title, being betrayed by Triple H, to eventually winning the world title at WrestleMania 30, then having to retire, and then wins the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 31 to retire for good for 3-4 years. Comes back and has one of the greatest heel WWE title reigns in a very good while. And then I didn't like his babyface run though at first when he was a face with the Miz and shit. But anyways, then he goes to AEW and says, okay, you thought I was good when I came back in 2018. I'm going to show you I'm not just good. I'm fucking great. And
he's proved it, bro.
We've seen that whole career, bro. And look at that.
Every match, it's getting better and better and better. The one match I wanted was CM Punk, Bryan Danielson.
And it may happen. I'm not saying for 100% CM Punk will come back. I'm not saying that he's not going to come back. However, I think that match has to happen. And CM Punk cannot go to WWE. He has already made it clear on Instagram comments, if y'all pay attention, that he's going to be back in a ring. But he didn't say where. But he cannot go back to WWE because, one, they'll just fuck it up for a while. Sure, they'll give him the title, they'll give him WrestleMania, but then after that, really, what do you give him? And with AEW, there's still money to be made. You know what I mean? You got the Bryan match. You got the Kenny Omega match that needs to fucking happen. I would have done Punk and FTR versus Kenny and the Bucks. And you need to have his career go out on a good, because what happened at Brawl Out, that was a shame.
We already got one part of that. FTR is back. Does Punk come back soon?
Well, I hope so. Really hope so. I mean, FTR had nothing to do with the Brawl Out situation, but I mean, look, we thought they were leaving. They came back. Different circumstances, I understand, but they still came back. So who knows? You know what I mean? And that's the biggest.
I'm wondering.
And Brandon and JoJo, what happens? You two take over to WWE. Will you two make WWE an Attitude or Ruthless Aggression era again, or y'all ideas make something special, a different era?
Maybe a different era.
I agree. I think it has to be a different. I love the Ruthless Aggression era. You're talking my childhood, man. And even the early PG era before it got too stupid, I enjoyed. 90s, 80s, going back, watching it now, I enjoy. But I'm not going to bring that back, and that's because I can't. That energy, that timeline, certain things they got away with, you just can't get away with now, for one, but for two, you're not going to create that same energy. That roster, that level of talent they had was second to none. And it's going to take a long time to get that back. And I'm not talking wrestling-wise. I'm talking where everybody feels like a main eventer. Everybody feels like they could have been a top guy at some point. And it's going to take a very long time to get that momentum back. But so I wouldn't try to do that. I would try to do my own thing, because wrestling has always played on people's minds and has always been with the times and when it's good. Because it's honestly, anything that trends in the media kind of dictates entertainment. And so you would have to be with the times. You've got to understand, okay, what made people a fan of wrestling in the 80s is not what made them a fan of wrestling in the 90s. What made them a fan of wrestling in the 90s is not what made them a fan in the 2000s, so on and so forth. You've got to stay current with the times. Where Vince McMahon failed is he did not stay current with the times on the latter part of his career as head of creative and chairman. He was fucking up bad. You have to stay current and you have to look towards the future. I'm not going to bring back Goldberg. I'm not going to bring back The Rock. I'm not going to hell, look, I love Edge, but I'm not going to bring him back. We have enough talent. We have enough talent that can do this fucking thing when they're pushed right and they have the right creative direction. So that's where my focus would be, is getting over the current talent that I have. Because look what made the Ruthless Aggression era great. There wasn't a lot of legend returns. You know what I mean? Everybody who was there was just there. They were full-time schedules. The 90s was full-time schedules. There was no part-timers. There was no legend return. In 6 months, they're gone, then they're back. It was your full-time or you're not. And fucking because, like, look, legends did return in the 2000s, but no one cared. And I'll give you this. Hawk and Animal, when they returned in, like, what, 2004 or 5? Or, no, Animal, I'm sorry. When Animal returned in 2004 or 5 and he's with Heidenreich, did anyone give a fuck?
No.
No. They cared about the talent that was, at the time, full-time. The ones who were selling out week to week to week to week to week to week. Even fucking Ric Flair was full-time in his fucking 50s. But, you know what I mean? And so I don't look at Rick as a part-time guy when I look at that era. And so fucking, to me, you got to have full-time wrestlers. You got to have a great creative. And that's how you get your fans back. Don't try to mimic the past, because the past ain't coming back. And don't try to copy what another company's doing. Just focus on fucking you, man. That's all you got to do.
I agree. That's what Tony should do. Focus on him.
Because, bro, what made AEW great at the start? They didn't want
on the company.
AEW. Exactly. And I would love to see John Cena the match in AEW. No. That will never happen. I'd love to see it, but the reason it's never going to happen is because John Cena's loyal to the WWE, and rightly so. If there was ever one guy who, from the time of his career started to where he is now in Hollywood, the WWE gave him all of that, all the fame, all the success, all the money. That came from the WWE. Without that, he is not this huge actor. He's not this huge public star that everybody knows with over 700 Make-A-Wishes. That came from the WWE. And therefore, John Cena will always be WWE. I do not ever see John Cena going to AEW. Now, someone who I would love to see to go to AEW, who may not be as loyal to WWE, is AJ Styles.
Or Seth Rollins.
And Rollins is a WWE guy.
I don't see it.
Yeah, bro, he's a WWE guy.
For now.
No, if you look at the way he's attacked AEW and other independent companies for WWE, he's a corporate guy. He's not leaving. The money that him and Becky make together, he's not leaving.
What if he did?
And bro, I hate to tell you, it ain't gonna happen. Just like Cena, it's not gonna happen.
What if he did? We didn't think freaking. Honestly, I didn't think Dean Ambrose and John Moxley was gonna jump ship, or Chris Jericho.
I knew Bryan was jumping ship, and that's because not Bryan. Dean Ambrose.
What about Bryan?
Hold on, because listen, months before WrestleMania 35. It was announced on WWE.com. He wasn't renewing his contract. He was out. At WrestleMania 35, he was not going to be there because he was going to be out the company. So I already knew, with AEW at that time being a T-shirt company, that Moxley was going to head there. Fucking Chris Jericho had already left WWE. And he had went now, and look at this, and this was a big telling point. He said in an interview back in like 2010, I'll never work for another company in the U.S. that's not under Vince McMahon. When he goes to wrestle for New Japan, he's technically keeping to that word because he said he'd never wrestle for another company in the U.S. that was not Vince McMahon. This is in Japan. However, look at the match that rating that got. Look at how New Japan got more buys for their little app. Just off the name Chris Jericho by like 200,000 buys. 5-star match. at this point in Chris Jericho's career when the WWE was making him feel like he was just nothing more than an old guy coming back every now and again. Because to be honest with you, besides the Kevin Owens stuff, if you look from 2012 to 2015, Chris Jericho's career was pretty much done. And fucking, so his telling point was there. But Seth Rollins is always at the top of the WWE card. He may not always be main event, but he's always upper mid card or main event. He's never really been lower mid card. And fucking Becky, same thing. And they're multi-millionaires because of WWE. And that's why I'd say that. And it looks like we lost Joe. And MJF is the new Triple H of a heel. Absolutely. See, I thought Punk was coming back tonight to challenge MJF. Oh man, that would have been awesome. Would have loved to see this. Bro, if that would have happened, I would have fucking popped. And to be honest with you, I wanted it myself. And imagine Tess being NXT champion and hardcore Ken Shamrock, Al Snow, Rikishi versus Velvenis, Crispin Wasp. So much more great wrestlers. I think if they were around today, well, one, the Chris situation would have never had to have happened. But, and we look at them in their primes, right? I think it would have been great, but they didn't need NXT. And honestly, I don't think the young and upcoming guys need NXT. It's there to get, their developmental over, but, wrestling is sink or swim. If you can't swim, you're just going to sink, So I just believe, throw them into the deep end and see what they do. And I met John Cena. Oh, yeah. Just one special night. My words remain the same. Would love to see it. Would love to see it. But it's not going to happen. I'm just going to be honest. And I thought Braun Strowman joining AEW, being honest, same. When the Control Your Narrative thing happened, really thought that was close. But he came back to WWE. He's been doing pretty all right. I'll say that, as long as he don't run his mouth on the internet. So I can't complain about that. But we're going way longer than what we were supposed to. And I got to work in the morning. It looks like we've lost Joe for tonight. Because we were only supposed to do 45. We're at an hour 12. But I just enjoyed talking to you guys. And I knew I had a lot to unwind, and I kind of went off topic here and there, but that's all right because we're hanging out and I enjoy it. But with that said, I am going to smoke us off. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody who's joined. You guys have been fucking awesome. Team CJ and Jordan, shout outs to you guys tonight for lighting up the comments. I appreciate you guys. And shit. This one's for you guys. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Burn. And Hardcore Holly. I'm at. Sorry about that. Well, if Hardcore Holly was still around today, I'd like to see Crash Holly around today too. Because fucking Hardcore and Crash Holly were fucking amazing. Crash Holly really underrated. So if they were still around today, one, Hardcore couldn't bully the fucking new guys on the back. But two, if they were around today, because as good as they were, I would love to see them as NXT Tag Team Champions if they were in their primes today. Chris Benoit, if that situation never happened, he would obviously be out of his prime today. But I think he would be in the Hall of Fame. I think he would have opened up a wrestling school and he would have trained the next generation of great wrestlers. And that's what makes this situation so sad. But if there's a good takeaway, because I know with the Chris stuff, there's not a lot of good takeaways. If there's one, we didn't know a lot about CTE and concussions. There was a few cases in the NFL, but to the magnitude of what we know it today, we didn't know at the time. And if you look at the world of NFL, you look at WWE, you look at soccer, I'm sure hockey as well. It has changed for the better to where we keep our athletes safe and we do get longer careers because of just knowing protocols and stuff. So, I mean, it sucks that it went down like that, and I wish it was another way because Chris was one of my favorites. I wish it had went another way. But, just if there's a bright side to look at, it's that we know more now about concussions and mental health in pro wrestling, and we can prevent somebody from, going down that path again. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But, yeah, and awesome shit, man. Thank you, CJ. Appreciate you, bro. And Vince McMahon is losing a lot of wrestling. Bro, it's all on him. He mass hired a lot of wrestlers in 2015, bought up the indies, really. And then fucking when the pandemic happened, he released them. And I don't know if the budget issues were real or not because he was paying these millions of dollars to shut women up when he would do sexual affairs with them because he was cheating on his wife. I don't know. But I'm going to assume so because the WWE was making the most money it had ever made in profitable margins even during a pandemic. So, yeah, to me, they didn't have to release those wrestlers, but Vince is evil, man. Money talks and bullshit walks. Remember that, folks. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Last comment I'm going to read. I would love to see Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly be the tag team champions of the WWF days. I think that would have been bad fucking ass, bro. Honestly. But here we go. Last smoke promise. 3, 2, 1. Burn. Oh, shit. All right. Peace out. Good night, everybody. And I used to too, Jordan. Used to too. But after the dark side of the ring, brother, and having a few concussions and knowing what they did to me mentally, I got to say I'm more on the fence that he did it. And it hurts, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But with that said, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Too fucking sweet.